From a soggy One Hub Stadium in Brisbane, good evening and welcome to Bandits Baseball on Bandits.tv. Tonight, Game 2 of Round 4 between the Auckland Tuatara and your Coran Cove Brisbane Bandits. With Australian silver medalist Paul Gonzalez, I'm Eric Bramer. Thanks for joining us tonight. We are off to a delayed start, as you well know. It's going to be about an hour and a half after schedule, and with some curfew concerns, we hope that we can get 9 innings in, but we are under some limitations. All things considered, Paul, we're just glad to be playing baseball tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, credit to the groundskeepers, the volunteers today to prep the grounds. Look, they look fantastic. Obviously, player safety is a priority. Field looks fantastic, and I think it's going to be a good match.
Bandits remained undefeated at home with a win last night. 4-2 was the final score. There were 7 hits in the game. 6 of them left the yard for solo home runs. Those are the types of games that tend to be played here in Brisbane.
Well, it is, and I think Mincy said the same thing from the Tuatara team. Said solo home runs don't beat you, but on that night, 4 solos did.
Time is of the essence, so we will have our first pitch a couple minutes before the time that we were told. First pitch is at 7:28 local time. That is an hour and 28-minute delay. Yanni Hernandez in the box, leading things off for the Tuatara. Rick Teasley, the southpaw, on the mound for Brisbane. Hernandez last night 0 for 4 with a pair of strikeouts. Auckland was held to just 3 hits and 2 runs last night. Ball followed by a strike, and the count is even. Tuatara have a record of 4-9. The Bandits moved above the 500 mark last night. They're 7-6 in a tie for first place. Missing beneath the knees, 2-1. Teasley is a cutter-heavy pitcher. He throws a cut fastball at a couple different speeds, and when he is working well, he will get in off the barrel of the bat and induce weak contact. Hernandez with a big crack. He fouls it to the backstop, 2-2.
Yeah, he threw the ball extremely well in Sydney, and like I said, once again, he's a tough competitor on the mound. Interesting with the late start, how it will affect both pitchers mentally, because a lot of times they get into pre-routine. So hopefully that won't have an effect on either pitcher, and we'll see a good game today.
Teasley looking for his first win of the season, but he has pitched well. 2-2, misses down and in, the count runs full. Kent Blackstone waits on deck. Teasley 0-2 with an ERA of 2.87. Last time out against the Blue Sox in Sydney, 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run with 3 walks and 6 strikeouts. Payoff pitch fouled off the back foot of the switch-hitting Hernandez. Yanni Hernandez in the Texas Rangers organization received a mid-season promotion from the Down East Wood Ducks to the AA Frisco Rough Riders this past American season. Tuatara manager Steve Mintz is a pitching coach at Down East, which is in the Carolina League. Another 3-2, lined into shallow center field. That'll drop in front of Tim Colwell. Leadoff single and a big turnaround first. Strong throw in keeps Hernandez to just 1 base.
Well, the positive on both sides is right there with Hernandez. You see, took a hard throw, held round around first base, so the footing is good. But what they're going to do, they're going to challenge their outfield, because there still may be some water in this challenge to see if there's a wet ball. So see how aggressive he will be on the base path.
Kent Blackstone will bat. The left-handed hitting right fielder went 0 for 4 last night. Before the first pitch to the plate, a pickoff throw to first. Something that we didn't see a whole lot of last night, because we had, again, 7 hits in the game, 6 of them home runs and only 1 single. So we've already matched the singles output less than 3 minutes into tonight's contest. Blackstone bluffs a bunt, pulls back and takes a strike anyway. James Shields is calling balls and strikes behind home plate. Crew chief Mal Mackay is at first. Gavin Carson is at third. We appreciate the umpires being transparent with us and everyone on the operations side of things, as we made every effort to get this game underway, and we are indeed playing baseball, something that did not seem likely when we saw the rain coming down a couple hours ago.
Yeah, look, the positive of the field, it was tarped early, so
just in time, I might.
Just in time, so they were at least, I guess, forecasting the rain, so they got it down in time, and that probably saved the game.
Ooh. That clipped Blackstone. Appeared to be on the right forearm. A glancing blow, but a hit by pitch nonetheless, and the Tuatara begin their night with a pair of base runners.
And that's what we're talking about. We get a chance to see the pitch. It just a ball that ran in on him right there and just got him on the jersey for the hit by pitch. But we talked about rhythms and how these pitchers, they get used to their routines. And sometimes even that hour delay or half an hour delay throws everything out of whack. So can he re-engage and get back into his game plan?
Josh Morgan will bat next. Morgan went deep in the first inning of last night's game. Went 1 for 3 with a walk in total.
I think you were mentioning at the last night's broadcast you never seen the tarp rolled out. And
I knocked on wood. I did my part. Called strike on the inside corner. When I said that they got the tarp on just in time, I meant it. They were looking at the bomb, the radar, whatever you want to call it, and I was up here, otherwise engaged, so I was not down on the field. But within a minute of the tarp being stretched out and pulled tight, it just dumped on this field. 1-1 to Morgan.
Well, I pulled in earlier, and Mark Reedy had actually said to me, it's coming down. It's supposed to be pretty big, and so I texted Steve DeMolo, who's actually looking after the ground this year, and said, mate, checking the radar, and he said, absolutely. So obviously they're able to get it down, save this game today.
That tarp has some historical significance to Australian baseball. It was the tarp that was manufactured, if not used, for the Sydney Cricket Ground when Major League Baseball held their opening day between the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks in 2014. 3-1, Teasley not off to the start that he's looking for. Jared Walker, another left-handed hitter, waits on deck. Inside corner, Morgan jumped out of the way. That's the effect of that cut fastball. It catches the hitters off balance.
No, it's a good pitch because out of the hand it looks like the fastball, but then it may break. We're talking mils, probably 50, 60 mils on the hands, and it's just enough to not get the square of the bat up, and usually get a lot of broken bats and ground balls from it.
Payoff pitch, chopped on the ground, handled well by Dutton to Nielsen for 1, and that's all they'll get. In between hop for the Bandits' third baseman, and while he did catch it maybe in the heel of his glove, he was still able to get an out of this, and it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, really good play right there, and that's a tough in-between hop, and that's a good lesson for the young players out there. Right there, he didn't rush his throw, made sure you got the lead out, and what that does, now you got first and third with 1 out, but it keeps the double play in order. So, and you've got a tough left-handed hitter at the plate, so lefty, but now you keep the double play in order and hopefully stay out of a big inning.
Hernandez moves to third. Jared Walker, the cleanup hitter, has a chance to once again put the Tuatara in front early. Last night, Auckland jumped out to an early 1-0 lead before the Bandits scored the next 3 runs in the game. Infield playing at double play depth. Pickoff move to first, and Hernandez at third made his first motion towards home plate.
Yeah, good move right there. That's a step off, so just stepping off the back of the rubber, firing to first base. But once again, it's keeping the double play in order and keeping that runner on first tight.
Walker did not hit the ball out of the infield last night, 0 for 3 with a walk. He takes inside.
That's where you can be tough as a lefty. Two-seamer runs in on the lefties, and then he's got that little cutter. And hopefully if you get guys to cheat on the inner half, you can get them to roll over.
One-0 coming. There's a strike, 1-1. We expect to have about 2.5 hours worth of baseball tonight. We've been told by the umpiring crew that no new inning can start after 9:55. One of the beautiful things about baseball is that it is played without a clock, but tonight, in essence, we do have a clock to work with because of curfew regulations and the like. We hope to get all 9 innings in, but in the event that we don't, we will keep an eye on the countdown clock. In on the hands, charging is the shortstop Wade. He goes to second, and they do get the force, but coming in from third is Hernandez. Walker will drive in a run with a fielder's choice. It's 1-0 Tuatara.
Right there, good execution by the left-handed hitter, able to put the ball in play. Wasn't hit hard enough to turn double play, but Logan made a good job of getting feed to Nielsen, but able to beat it out. So that scores the first run of the ball game, and now with 2 outs.
Here's Kim Won-seok, the left fielder. Kim last night went 1 for 3 with a single. Big swing and a miss as he's challenged with a high fastball. Quickly, the defense for the Bandits has Battaglia catching, Martinez at first, Nielsen at second, Wade at short, and Dutton at third. Left to right across the outfield, it's Campbell, Caldwell, and Taylor. Chopped foul, it's 0-2.
One thing we see early on, and you mentioned earlier the cut fastball, and you see a lot of balls hit softly. So it seems like it's got a lot of movement and late action on it. So he's really inducing a lot of ground balls early.
Not too many swings and misses. Inning began with a Yanni Hernandez single into shallow center. It was followed by a hit by pitch. Hernandez has scored, and one man still aboard for Auckland with 2 down. Fouled off the mask of the catcher Battaglia. Apparently no worse for the wear. Just low, maybe a little inside. A good pitch on 0-2, but Teasley couldn't get Kim to chase. Called strike 3. Kim goes down looking, and that ends the top of the first inning. The Tuatara jump out to a 1-0 lead on the Hernandez single, and the Walker run-scoring fielder's choice. The Bandits are coming to bat after this on Bandits.tv.
Can't you see my heart is lost without you? And your kisses make me love you more. And your kisses make me love you more. Can't you hear the sound of love and desire? Kiss me, baby, touch me. Kiss me, baby, love me.
All things considered, it's turned into a pretty nice night here at One Hub Stadium in Brisbane. At first pitch, it was 26 degrees with wind blowing out to right field at 14 kilometers per hour. Bandits trailing 1-0, and they send up Campbell, Wade, and Battaglia to start things off against Jared Koenig. Koenig has been one of the most, if not the most, effective starters. Here's a full look at the Bandits lineup. Campbell, Wade, Battaglia, Nielsen, Lutz, Martinez, and then Dutton, Caldwell, and Liam Taylor off the development roster getting the start in right field. Koenig has made 3 starts this year. All of them have been 6 innings. He has allowed only 1 run. Andrew Campbell takes a strike. Campbell last night was 0 for 4 with a pair of strikeouts. Check swing 1-1. With a lefty on the mound, the Bandits have gone about as right-handed as they can be. Campbell, Lutz, and Colwell are still in the lineup, but David Sutherland is not.
And it's good. It's a good way to shake things up. A tough lefty, and he's been very. Ooh.
One hopper to first, sawed off Campbell, and that's an easy first out. Sickening sound.
Yeah, it's never, especially when you've got a fresh piece of lumber, and I know it's never a good thing to break a bat. But I'll tell you what, just looking at his mechanics, big lefty, big hard thrower. It appears that he's just going to get the ball, particularly on lefties. So it's a good move by David, just mixing things up with the lineup.
Up next, Logan Wade, switch hitter batting righty. Wade is a left-handed hitter last night, hit a solo home run. Also drew a walk and was hit by a pitch. 2-0. Tuatara defensively have Noe catching, Walker at first, Morgan at second, Hernandez at short, Homza at third, and left to right across the outfield, it's Kim, Brown, and Blackstone. Bas Noe, the catcher from the Netherlands, just signed to the Tuatara this past week. ABL veteran, but playing with a new team. (3-1). Hit hard to left field. Going over and back is Kim, and at the warning track, he makes the catch. If there is one part of this field where the ball doesn't carry as well, it's to the power alley in left center field. Wind blowing out to right, and Wade didn't take advantage of that. He still hit this ball hard. Kim knew where he was and was able to get to the spot.
Yeah, good job by Kim. And footing might be just a little bit wet, but able to track that ball down just in front of the Zambrano sign. So for out number 2.
Ryan Battaglia gets the start in the 3 spot tonight. Big rip and a miss. The count is 1-1. Birds trying to find the worms that evacuated the dirt when we had the rain a couple hours ago. They know what's up. Plenty of insects took cover underneath the awning here behind home plate during the torrential downpour. Two and 2. Good eating after a rainstorm, whether you're going fishing or a bird trying to find some grub.
That's it. So those are the kookaburras that we were talking about yesterday. So they're back, and big strikeout for out number 3.
Jared Koenig thus far has been as advertised. A 1-2-3 first, and we're on to the second. Auckland up 1-0 on Bandits.tv.
Careful, out there, champ.
How good is this?
Brilliant.
On to the top of the second inning at One Hub Stadium. Tuatara leading the Bandits by a score of 1-0. only one hit thus far in the game. It was Yanni Hernandez's leadoff single, and he came around to score. Here's a look into the Wolf's lair. Well populated. It was even more full when the rain was coming down, and it was one of the few places you could take cover. Rick Teasley retired the final 3 batters he faced in the first inning. He'll face Homza, Mark, and Noe, 6, 7, and 8 in the order. Looking around the scoreboard, of course, other teams around the league have had a head start on us because of our delay. Sydney and Canberra locked up at 1. The other 2 teams in the Northeast Division, Sydney and Brisbane tied for first. Auckland and Canberra are tied for third. That game is in the top of the 7th inning. Big swing and a miss. Johnny Homza went deep last night, accounting for one of the 2 Auckland runs. In Adelaide, Melbourne is up 2-0 on the Giants. That game in the 3rd. And they're about to get started in Perth between the Heat and Geelong Korea. Swing and a miss from Homza, who went fishing down low, and the count is 1-2.
Good pitch right there by Teasley, and like I said, we talk about the rain delay and settle in, so both pitchers seem to really settle in, and they're locking into the strike zones to their game plan.
Inside out swing, but hit well down the right field line, and it's fair into the corner. Retrieved quickly by Taylor. Homza into second. He wants a triple, but he's going to put on the brakes, stay on his feet in that wet dirt, and get back to second. A leadoff 2-bagger for the Tuatara third baseman.
Yeah, really good job by the right fielder to come up with the ball. It can be tricky in that right field corner. Fired, hit his cutoff man, and able to freeze the runner at second base, but now it's a leadoff double with nobody out.
I mentioned Homza reversing course and putting on the brakes because that cannot be taken for granted with these field conditions. Deemed safe enough to play, but that doesn't mean that the footing is 100% where the players would like it to be.
And that's good. You even saw the ball in right field, and that was one of the potential problematic areas with the water, and he played well, and obviously the runner to lock him up and still maintain his footing shows that the infield's dry, ready to go.
DH Andrew Mark bats next and takes a strike. Mark last night didn't put the ball in play, going 0 for 2 with a walk. High and tight, 1-1.
And that's what you want to see right here. You want to keep the ball away from the right side of the diamond, because if this situation, if Mark can find a way to drive the ball to the right side, he advances runner to third.
High fly in the air to deep right center field. Going back is Taylor. With just enough room, he makes the catch. Tagging from second to third is Homza. How about Liam Taylor off the development roster, knowing where that wall was and hauling in a deep drive that was sent to the warning track.
It's good all the way around. Taylor runs that ball down. That ball's hit deep into right center and able to track the ball down for out number 1, but good job by Mark to be able to drive the ball right side and advance to run to the third.
Here's Bus Noe, the catcher.
Never heard of Seattle, Australia?
Loses his bat on the first pitch. Picked up by Dutton. The throw across is in time, and Homza was frozen at third base. Infield was playing back. They were ready to concede the run, but Homza decided to stay at third, perhaps distracted or in preservation mode, when Noe lost control of his lumber.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, fantastic play by Dutton. I tell you, to have that concentration with the bat coming your way, and the bat wasn't broken, he just lost it, but the runner froze at third, so now all of a sudden you've got man on third, 2 outs, and puts a lot more pressure on Brown at the plate.
Max Brown bats at the bottom of the Tuatara order. First pitch swinging, weakly towards third. Dutton charges and throws. And the leadoff double is left aboard. Nice job by Rick Teasley, getting a deep fly out and a pair of grounders to third. It's a 0 in the top of the second inning. The Bandits will try and even the tally after this on Bandits.tv.
At the Sporting Globe, we're a little different to other pubs and bars. We have more than just cooks, we have chefs. We have more than bar service, we have table service. We have more than live sporting events, we have atmosphere. And we have more than customers, we have fans. It's more than a sports bar, it's a sporting globe.
No one knows what the future of transportation will look like. Robots. But no matter what, Enterprise can help. You can rent a car for a road trip. Look, kids, nature. Oh, wow. You can rent a truck for a move. You can buy a car, commute in a van pool, or get picked up because your car is in a pool. My bad. Count on Enterprise, no matter where transportation goes next.
Let's go.
I love the future. How can Enterprise pick you up today?
Hey, Thomas.
Yeah?
Is it fun playing at festivals?
It's pretty good, mate. You get to see amazing places, meet new people. Everyone's just pumped to be there. And you get to do the sign-off.
Queensland, where life's beautiful one day and perfect the next.
Tuatara up 1-0 on the Bandits, heading to the bottom of the second inning in Game 2 of Round 4 here at One Hub Stadium. With Paul Gonzalez, this is Eric Bramer. Thanks for joining us tonight. Off to a bit of a delayed start, but given all the rain that we had, much needed rain I might add, we are happy to be playing baseball and hopeful that we can get enough innings in to make this a full and official game.
Well, I think that's the key. If they play with the efficiencies they played with last night, then we should get the 9 in. It's all going to determine if these guys can continue to throw strikes, and right now it looks like two tough lefties going head-to-head, so hopefully we'll get that 9 in.
After a 1-2-3 first, Jared Koenig will face Nielsen, Lutz, and Martinez in the Bandits order. Mitch Nielsen last night went 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts and a ground out to the pitcher. He takes ball 1. Nielsen was the hottest bat in the first round of the season, hoping to recapture that hot streak. Two-0 pitch left up and sent straight back, and I think that's a good encapsulation of where Mitch is at right now. Just missing those pitches that he usually hits very hard. Taken low 3-1. Donald Lutz waits on deck. Nielsen, a switch hitter, bats righty. Inside corner on the 3-1 pitch, and the count runs full.
Yeah, good pitch right there, and that hitting count and really late action on that, almost like a cut piece that he's thrown as well.
Driven to right field, coming on quickly and diving is Blackstone. He makes the catch. Well played by Kent Blackstone, navigating the wet outfield and coming on, diving head first to pick it off the turf. One more look. Yeah, that's a catch.
Yeah, really good catch in right. I tell you what, tough ball. You even got the factor of the lights right there, so he played it well, and ball gets by him. He's 2, if not 3, and you've got the big Donald Lutz at the plate with 1 out.
Good to see Mitch hit the ball well, though. That's an encouraging sign. Lutz takes low. 1 for 3 with a solo homer in the 7th inning last night. It was not the game-winning home run, but it extended the Bandits' lead from 1 to 2. It certainly helped things in the late innings as the Bandits put it away.
And I agree with you. That was, we talked about going into that last inning where they bring in Searle. Takes so much pressure off your players as well defensively, because you know you've got 3 outs to get, and you avoid hopefully having the time run at the plate.
Taken low. Koenig might have learned his lesson after watching last night's game. He's been missing low a lot more than he's missed high as we take a look at a Kookaburra down on the field. Chopped on the ground to the only infielder on the left side. It's Homza, and he throws onto first just in time to beat Lutz, who still runs pretty well.
Tell you what, good defensive alignment. They had the power shift on with Lutzy, and go figure they put the third baseman in the perfect place. He got a little too hopper to himself, so had the whole left side of the field open, and he finds the one third baseman in playing probably a 5-6 hole.
Jeremy Martinez will bat next. First pitch, a strike. Martinez caught last night. He's at first base tonight. Man, the Kookaburras are just all over the place. Look at that. Good thing we've got the umbrella.
He's on the umbrella.
Our Bandits.TV crew might be in danger. Very high. Martinez last night went 1 for 2 with a home run and a walk. Homer sent out to the power alley in right center field. Ooh, just foul down the right field line. Breaking ball, and Martinez timed it up, keeping his hands back and almost hitting the chalk line. It would have gone for extra bases.
Yeah, it's a good approach right there. Tough pitch, but stayed inside. It shows that he likes to use the whole field. Last night his home run was in that right center gap, so really good hitter, and like I said, utilizes the whole field.
Very high again, 2-2.
Tell you what, he throws hard. Big lefty, and looks like a 3-pitch guy, but uses that elevated fastball, and when he needs to, he can get it up there as well. Wow.
Check swing, almost a strike anyway, but the count runs full. Koenig will turn 26 in late January. Out of Cal State University, Monterey Bay, and then Central Arizona College and Old Dominion as well. Payoff pitch, ripped to left field. That's down for a base hit. Bandits have their first base runner on a 2-out single from the first baseman, Jeremy Martinez. Wade Dutton will have a chance.
Really good job of hitting right there. Got into a 2-strike count. And we talk about using the whole field, so he just missed the right field foul line, but then he got a tough cutter in on the hands, able to keep his hand inside the ball and shoot the ball to left for a 2-out single.
Wade Dutton went 0 for 3 last night. First pitch swinging, popped up foul, headed for the Bandits bullpen out of play. Koenig, this past American season, played for the Lake Erie Crushers in the Frontier League. Went 7-2 with a 2.24 ERA.
It's a good year. It's a good year.
That it is. Regardless of the competition you're playing, if you can win more than you lose and have an ERA below 3, put a feather in your cap. 1-1.
And you're left-handed.
I'm left-handed. I've got an affinity for southpaws. Certainly helps if you're trying to make a baseball roster. This is his first year in the ABL. Dutton pops it up again, foul territory, first base side, and once again, it's out of play.
Well, it's funny, I was a left-handed hitter, and the funny thing is, even playing collegiate baseball, and I was playing at Texas Christian University, you saw some good left-handed pitchers, and I remember when I signed, they said, if you thought you saw good left-handed pitchers in college, wait until you get into pro ball, because you realize all the kids out of high school sign particularly good left-handed pitchers, so you start seeing a lot of really talented left-handed pitchers once you sign and get into pro ball.
Bandits trying to do something with Martinez at first.
Ooh.
Dutton moves his feet, and the count is 2-2. Should recognize the crowd here who waited out the hour and 28-minute delay. Lively crowd on hand as we play deep into the night. Chopped on the ground towards third. Holmes of fields and goes to second to end the inning. Bandits get their first base runner, but can't do anything with him. We go to the third in Brisbane. Auckland on top 1-0 on Bandits.tv.
It's always been you.
It's always been us.
The Kookaburras are having a field day tonight after the afternoon rain bumped back our game to start at 7:28. All the worms and... Do Kookaburras eat diamond dry?
No, but they're meat eaters. They're king fishermen, so they'll wouldn't mind a moth or a worm. So they're obviously having a good feed tonight.
That one just found something. Our camera didn't follow it up to the netting pole, but
he was eyeballing the cameraman in third base, so we got to
get the helmets out. First pitch is on the inside corner, a strike to Yanni Hernandez. Tuatara lineup turns over. It'll be the top third to face Teasley. Hernandez, Blackstone, and Morgan. Tuatara have begun each of their first 2 innings with base hits. Hernandez pops up here, and Teasley breaks the conventional wisdom and decides to field the pop-up himself.
Yeah, look, it's very rare you see a pitcher field for himself. We normally say you point and you direct traffic, but good job of getting under it and calling it, making out number 1.
He's got a grin on his face. He knows what he did. I think if the pitchers had their way, they would like to field their position as much as they can, but it's pounded into you from an early age. Let your teammates do the work. Nice stop at first by Martinez, letting his body do the work. And he goes to first base himself, quickly 2 down. Another look. That ball stayed down, but Martinez, by getting in front of that, made sure that it found his glove. Teasley could use a quick inning, and the first 2 outs have come on just a few pitches. Here's Josh Morgan, who grounded into a fielder's choice his first time up. Count is even, 1-1.
Teasley looks like he's found his rhythm now, and I tell you what looks really comfortable and that's what we talk about guys getting in their tempo, just like hitters, pitchers find theirs as well.
Ooh. 1-2. Teasley has 1 strikeout. It was Kim looking to end the first. Ooh. Caught by the second baseman, Nielsen. A laser destined for right field, but Mitch Nielsen got in the way and gloved it for out number 3. Full extension, lateral and vertical. It's a 1-2-3 top of the third inning for Teasley and the Bandits. We'll be back after this.
Great job, Chef.
Thanks.
Who wants a drink?
Let's go, Archer. Beers away.
Thank you, Archer.
Looks like these guys are working up a tropical thirst, Archer.
Thank you, Archer!
Beers to the beach.
Thank you, Archer!
They look thirsty down there in the outback, Archer.
We'll all be.
Thank you, Archer!
Yeah!
Good boy, Archer.
Tuatara leading the Bandits 1-0 as we head to the home half of the third inning at One Hub Stadium. 8-9-1 due up for Brisbane. Colwell, Taylor, and Campbell against Jared Koenig. Koenig has faced 7 batters and retired 6 of them. Colwell dropped down to 8th in the order with the southpaw on the mound. He takes ball 1.
Well, he's lived up to the billing that we talked about earlier in the game. He's been very effective, and we can see why. Really good as far as elevation of his fastball, and then obviously runs that little cut piece and utilizes the whole plate. So Bandits have got to continue to battle against this tough lefty tonight.
Colwell batted in the 3 spot last night and went 0 for 4. Tim is batting .231 on the season. Called strike, it's 2-1. A double and a triple for the Minnesota native. Pitch left up and hit into center field. That'll drop for a leadoff single.
That's a good job hitting right there. He got into a hitting count and didn't try to do too much. And a lot of times guys will try to do too much, particularly in little ballparks. But just good job staying through the baseball for a leadoff single.
Here's Liam Taylor, the young outfielder coming off the development roster. Made a really nice play in right field. A catch at the wall back in the second inning. 1 for 3 at the plate so far, and he takes a strike. And he's wearing uniform number 21, not 1 that was on the lineup card, but sometimes those things will happen with the development guys.
He's just happy to be in a uniform.
Absolutely. At the knees on the inside edge, it's 0-2.
And it's always good to see some of the younger athletes face like a veteran-type player, because it starts to bring things into context, from where you've potentially played. We haven't seen the caliber pitching. Can you make those adjustments?
Taylor, 21 years old, out of Redcliffe. The Koenig pitch, taken low.
Normally the big thing is just playing in a bigger arena. More people, more noise, more crowd. A lot of guys thrive in it, and it's an opportunity to showcase your talents.
One-two popped up into shallow right. Long run in for Blackstone. And he's called off by the second baseman, Morgan. If possible, that's the right fielder's play, but it was clear that Morgan took command of the situation, and he made the basket catch with his back to the infield.
Yeah, really good job. So the rule is, as infielder, go as hard as you can unless you're called off. So right fielder didn't call him off. So good job of tracking that baseball down, and that's a tough catch for out number 1.
Leadoff man Andrew Campbell will take his second turn at bat. Grounded out to first to begin the first. Colwell runs very well. Always a threat to steal. First pitch misses above the letters, ball 1. Tim is 2 for 2 in stolen bases. Bandits are 12 for 14. Last night, Logan Wade was caught stealing. There he goes. It's fouled. That might have been a hit and run. Colwell will have to retreat. What do you think? Was that on?
No, look, I think it's a straight steal, but Soupy got a pitch he could handle, so probably more like a run and hit. If Soupy hooks that ball in that hole, he's first and third. So never want to take the bat out of a guy's hands, but I think he got a really good read on him. So see if he's going to be aggressive on the base path.
Colwell stays put. Ooh. Campbell fouls it straight back.
The one positive sign for the Bandits is that they're having good swings tonight, and they've actually squared a couple baseballs. They just haven't had any luck, but against a very tough lefty.
Breaking ball down and away, 2-2. Standard pitch offerings for Koenig. He has a fastball, slider, a curveball, and a change. That, I believe, was the curveball based on the drop we could see from our angled view. Campbell late on the fastball. He goes down on strikes for out number 2.
And that's a tough pitch in that situation. He didn't show a lot of breaking balls in the first round, and you start seeing how he changes his pattern now second time around the lineup. So when you haven't seen it, all of a sudden he snaps one off, you sit on it, and all of a sudden he blows one by you at 92.
Second strikeout for Koenig. It'll be left to Logan Wade, with Colwell still at first base. Wade sent one to the warning track in left center field his first time up. Kim tracked it down. Colwell off on the first pitch. Strong throw, but it goes into center field. Colwell loses his helmet and thinks about going for third before he is content with a stolen base. His third in as many tries this season.
Yeah, really good job. And what do you want to see in that situation? He goes early because it allows Logan now to potentially take a pitch. Now he's got a man in scoring position with 2 outs, but he's still got 2 pitches to work with. So good aggressive base running by Colwell in that situation.
Count is 0-1. And Noe wants to come out and have a chat. For the first time tonight, Koenig is pitching with a man at second base.
Yeah, and that's a good time. All he wants to do in that situation, just reconfirm. So sometimes with a man on second, they'll go first sign after 3, first sign after 2, and then just making sure they're on the same page.
Sign stealing is in the baseball zeitgeist after the Houston Astros were caught red-handed using technology to assist themselves in that matter. Wade pops it up. Foul territory, first base side. Walker over on the track. Almost overran it, but he makes the catch. Colwell gets to second, but the Bandits cannot score. We head to the 4th in Brisbane. Auckland on top, 1-0.
Taking off overseas this year? You wouldn't believe who you may run into at the airport. The Brisbane Bandits have partnered with award-winning China Airlines to be our gateway to the world. China Airlines operate the brand new Airbus A350 out of Brisbane, so you can be assured of a safe, comfortable and relaxed flight to wherever you may be headed. With daily flights from Brisbane to Auckland and return, you may just bump into a few of our champions lending a hand on board. And we'll be doing our best to live up to China Airlines 5-star services. So wherever you're heading overseas on China Airlines, keep an eye out for the Brisbane Bandits. You just never know who you might see.
That is a waning gibbous moon over Brisbane. Last night it was a full moon, and tonight it's a waning gibbous.
When it has the bat mask on, what is it then?
I'm not sure. But my moon phases quiz will come after round 9, so make sure you're taking notes. Tuatara got a first inning run, and it's held up thus far. Rick Teasley has pitched well. In fact, he's retired 6 straight. He'll face 4, 5, and 6 in the Tuatara order: Walker, Kim, and Holmza.
Well, we've had quite the match. You're talking about 2 dominant lefties going head-to-head. It's a 1-0 ball game, and like I said, both pitchers have pitched outstanding. Tuatara has just been able to manufacture that 1 run on the night.
Walker drove in the game's only run. Fielder's choice ground out to shortstop back in the first inning. First pitch, a strike. Lefty-lefty matchup. There are two left-handed hitters in the Tuatara order, Blackstone and Walker. Hernandez, the leadoff man, is a switch hitter. Driven out into shallow right field. That will drop for a base hit. Another ball that was hit away from the barrel, but enough muscle behind it for Walker to get a leadoff single.
Yeah, good job of hitting right there, and just staying through the ball, not hit overly hard, but like I said, just enough to find a space between the right fielder and second baseman. That's another leadoff single for Tuatara.
Yeah, the Tuatara have 3 hits, and all of them have started an inning. Kim Won-seok struck out looking to end the first. Walker with an aggressive lead at first. First pitch, line to left field. That's down for a base hit. Campbell up with it quickly, gets it in straight to third base on a hop, and that will keep Walker to just 1 base on the advance. First and second, nobody out. The same situation that Teasley faced in the first inning. And now Johnny Homza, who doubled into the right field corner his first time up.
Yeah, that ball was hit hard. He got a first pitch fastball right there, shot in left field, so now that puts the pressure on the Brisbane Bandits with men on first and second and nobody out.
Lead runner Walker at second is fleet of foot. He leads the team in stolen bases. If Homza hadn't doubled his first time up, you might think he'd drop down a bunt here. But with a homer last night and a 2-base hit already tonight, he's up there to grip it and rip it. Ball 1.
Yeah, looking at the defense, they're playing cautionary. So Wade is playing 1 step behind second, so he's not bunt defensive, but he's in a position if there was a bunt, he can get to it. Same with the first baseman, just playing just behind the runner.
Chopped through the hole on the left side, a base hit. Rounding third and coming home is Walker. The throw from Campbell is cut off. A run scores. Back in at second is Kim. The Tuatara take a 2-0 lead. 3 straight singles to begin the 4th inning. That was the smart move to cut off the throw. No chance to get the speedy Walker. Kim almost was caught off second. Let's take another look at that seeing eye single.
Yeah, it finds that 5-6 hole. Campbell comes up and fires home, and a good cut by Wade right there to hopefully backdoor the runner at second base, but keeps the double play in order. And once again, we talk about situational hitting. Third baseman still playing even with the bag in case there is a bunt.
Andrew Mark flied out to deep right field his first time up. He takes inside ball 1. That home's a single, a couple feet either to the left or the right, and it's 2 outs on the board. Instead, an RBI single, still no outs. Tuatara poised for a big inning. Mark pops foul, first base side and out of play.
I think what we saw yesterday from both coaches after the post-game press interview, they talked about they never feel like a lead is safe, so hence why you don't see him playing small ball in this situation, allowing the guys to swing the bats aggressively.
Mark backs away. Hitter count to the DH. Talked about it briefly last night. Mark played for the Brisbane Bandits back before they were playing here at One Hub Stadium. 2 seasons as a pitcher in his younger days. Right up the middle and into center field, skipping just beyond the base. Rounding third and coming home is Kim, and he scores. 4 consecutive singles to start the 4th inning, and the Tuatara stretch their lead to 3-0.
Yeah, really good job of hitting right there by Mark. Didn't try to do too much with the baseball. First at bat drove the ball deep to right field for moving the runner over, which manufactured the first run of the game. And just right there, just staying within himself and single up the middle, and that drives in another run.
Battaglia out to have a chat. Of the 4 singles, 2 of them were hit well, maybe?
Yeah, and that's what it is. It's just saying, stay in there. You're pitching to soft contact, and just obviously just finding the right hole. So now he's got to find a way to locate a defender and see if he can get himself out of this inning.
Bus Noe takes a strike. Bus spelled B-A-S, Noe spelled N-O-O-I-J. Fouled at the plate. It's 0-2.
There seems to be a little bit of action in the Bandits bullpen. Looks like potentially Justin Erasmus is rolling it over at the moment.
Double header tomorrow to wrap up round 4.
Yeah, that's Erasmus. So he'll start to heat up. So obviously they've got him up, just in case.
Just missing. Teasley wanted it, but the at-bat will continue with the count now 1-2.
I know, right? Stop.
Holmes at second, Mark at first. Noe got a pitch up and fouled it straight to the backstop. One-two pitch, misses upstairs, 2-2, and both of the balls in the at-bat have been pretty close. James Shields nods his head in response to a question from the catcher Battaglia. If I had to guess, the question was, did that miss up? Chopped towards third, just foul. Dutton was there to make the play had it stayed fair. Game almost an hour old. Got started at 7:28 local time, and it's 8:25 now. No inning can begin tonight after 9:55. That's a curfew regulation. Lifted foul and out of play. Sydney's taken a 2-1 lead over the Cavalry in Canberra. That game now in the 8th inning. If Sydney wins, that'll put the pressure on the Bandits to keep pace if they want to remain tied atop the Northeast Division. Melbourne up 2-0 over the Giants in Adelaide. That game through 5. And there's a strikeout of Noe. Finally, the first out of the 4th inning. Second K on the books for Teasley.
Yeah, good job right there. Now good pitch, good location, down in the zone. You see a late action slider or fastball right there by him. So now he's got a chance of trying to get out of the inning with man on first and second and 1 out.
Now Max Brown batting at the bottom of the order. Brown grounded to third his first time up. Teasley's first gets a swing and a miss. We aren't centered behind home plate, so we can't really see left to right movement on pitches, but based on the way Brown swung, probably the cutter.
Yeah, I mean, in the velo's up right now.
Teasley turns off to take a look at Holmes at second. Swinging strike, now a called strike, and it's 0-2. Well, Teasley has gotten himself into trouble, but for the most part has gotten himself out of trouble, and he wants to do that again here in the 4th. Down and in. Brown lays off. Four singles in the inning. 2 runs are already in. Brown takes in on the hands, 2-2. Teasley sets. And the pitch. Called strike 3. Brown thought it was up. James Shields did not think that. Just on the top of the zone. Back-to-back strikeouts, and now the lineup will turn over.
Get a chance to look at the pitch again right here. Just a question on seeing it at the top of the zone. Brown questioned it. James said no, it was a strike, and it's a 2-way for the Bandits.
Looked to me to be just above the belt. Here's Yanni Hernandez, 1 for 2. With a single in the first and a pop-up in the third. First pitch headed for his heels. Gets him to move out of the box. Missing up, 2-0. Looks like Erasmus is warm. But of course the Bandits would like to get Teasley out of this inning and maybe get a couple more outs out of him in the 5th. Hernandez takes on the inside corner a strike, and it's 2-1. The pitch. Down and in, 3-1. Kent Blackstone on deck. Teasley has not walked a batter yet. He did hit Blackstone back in the first. So not be a good time to issue your first free pass of the night. Time requested and granted. Hernandez should get a good pitch to hit. He doesn't offer. It's a strike, and the count runs full. With 2 down, both Holmes at second and Mark at first will be off. The payoff pitch from Teasley. Ripped in the air to right field. Coming on, diving and catching. Liam Taylor ends the inning with his second stellar defensive play of the night. Hit on a line, Taylor charged, made the catch, and held on. Though he lost his cap, he found the baseball. Tuatara get a pair, but no more than that. It's 3-0 going to the bottom of the 4th.
Can't you see my heart is lost without you? And your kisses make me love you more. And your kisses make me love you more. Can't you hear the sound of love and desire?
Welcome back to Brisbane at One Hub Stadium. It's a 3-0 Auckland Tuatara lead over the Bandits going to the bottom of the fourth. With Paul Gonzalez, this is Eric Bramer. Thanks for joining us tonight. Bandits have the heart of their order due up. Battaglia, Nielsen, and Lutz facing Jared Koenig. Koenig had allowed only 1 run in 18 innings entering his start tonight. Besides a pair of harmless singles, he has not done anything. Or, to be more accurate, the Bandits haven't done anything against him. Battaglia, a strikeout victim, his first time up. Swing and a miss. It's 1-1.
Well, we talked about it earlier in the bowl game. He's been pretty tough on all teams he's pitched against, and tonight he's lived up to the billing.
Bandits got a leadoff single from Colwell in the third, but left him at second. Pitch is popped up foul and out of play, just shy of the Bandits' bullpen. In that Bandits bullpen, Ken Frosch, the lone lefty, is getting loose. He is the only lefty. You don't want to waste him, but with only 2 left-handed batters in the lineup, due up first and third respectively in the next inning, now is as good a time as any if you want to get him in there against the left-handed batters.
And I'm just looking at his tempo. He's heating up like he's going to make a move. So, be interested to see if David does make a pitching change.
2-2. Just off the inside corner. Battaglia moved out of the way, but it didn't miss by much. 3-2. There's Ken Frosch. Battaglia got a piece, fouled it off the home plate umpire. James Shields removes his mask and adjusts his cap. He got his bell rung, as they say.
And the ball doesn't come off light, so it seems to be okay.
Payoff pitch. Again fouled back. Swing and a miss. Looked like it would have been ball 4 down and in. Battaglia couldn't resist, and he's a strikeout victim for the second time tonight. With 1 down, that'll bring in Mitch Nielsen. Nielsen was robbed of a base hit. His first time up, hitting a liner to the right fielder Blackstone. Sliding catch made out there. Missing up high, 1-1. Two and 1. Koenig, with nobody on base, is working quickly. Of course, you like to see that under any circumstances, but especially with a countdown clock tonight, it's important that we get this game official.
And you're right. He's working to his tempo, and right now just seems to be in command and control of this ball game.
Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts to begin the 4th inning. Battaglia and Nielsen go down. That'll leave it to Donald Lutz.
Get a chance to see this pitch location, and seemed to be right on. I mean, everything he's hitting, he's just off his target line, but that's a tough pitch to hit with 2 strikes.
Lutz almost beat the shift his first time up, hitting it to the third baseman Holmza, the only infielder on the left side of the infield. Turned into a ground out. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Called strike, and it's 0-2. This game will become official when the trailing team completes their 5th inning at bat. Right now that's the Bandits. It will become official at the end of 5. No immediate threat to that not happening. Lutz with a roller towards first. Walker fields and beats the big DH to the base. A 1-2-3 fourth inning. And we head to the fifth. Tuatara leading Brisbane 3-0 on Bandits.tv. Bandits trailing the Auckland Tuatara by a score of 3-0 as we go to the top of the fifth inning. Ken Frosch comes on in relief. And as he warms up, Paul Gonzalez, I thought we'd take a look at this year's Brisbane Bandits baseball cards, which were just released today and are available in the team store.
Yeah, printed by Dingo Print.
Yeah.
I'm going to open up mine at the moment.
Let's see what picks we've got. Now, these are different packs, every one of them. There's some rare choice cards in there as well. And so let's see what we got. I've got a Matt Timms. What do you have?
I've got a David Sutherland.
All right. Ryan Battaglia.
I've got a Ken Frosch.
Donald Lutz.
Matty Timms.
Now, a couple guys who aren't on the active roster in this round.
Well, I think I got you. I got a Travis Backley, and I'll raise you a Mitch Nielsen.
I'll trade you a Logan Wade for your Mitch Nielsen.
And I've got a Logan Wade, but it looks like a special edition.
That is a
Wade.
special edition one. We got some special ones.
And I've got a Soupy Campbell and a Donald Lutz. So I think I've got full house.
Well, if you're stopping by the ballpark anytime soon, check these out. They're really cool. Brad Rathbone, Athletics, and Simeon T Design. They do a great job designing these cards. They are collectibles, whether you want to put them behind a glass case or put them in your bicycle spokes. A nice little keepsake from what hopefully should be another memorable Bandits season. Ken Frosch coming on in relief of Rick Teasley, a lefty for a lefty. Teasley went 4 innings, allowing 3 runs on 6 hits. No walks and 3 strikeouts. Frosch was joined for the first 3 rounds in the bullpen by Ryan Ballinger, but Ballinger was moved to the rotation. In fact, he started last night. So manager David Nielsen has decided this is going to be the time to put in his lone lefty reliever.
It's a good move. I mean, Teasley threw the ball well. And a good job by Tuatara. They're able to manufacture runs, but we talked to both managers last night, and they said no lead is safe in this ballpark. So can the Bandits find a way to contain this Tuatara offense, and can they find a way to find a chink in the armor of the starting pitcher?
Frosch is making his 4th appearance of the season. He's allowed 1 run in 2 innings, and he delivers a called strike to Kent Blackstone. Blackstone bats left-handed. Josh Morgan on deck is right-handed, but then Jared Walker in the hole is the only other lefty in the order. If Frosch is going to pitch 1 inning, it makes sense that they would put him in when he's guaranteed to face both of the lefties. He gets a swing and a miss, quickly 0-2. Frosch this past American season played for the St. Paul Saints in the Independent American Association. The Saints finally won the American Association title as Blackstone swings and misses out in front of an off-speed pitch.
I think, is it Van Stensel from Sydney's on that ball club as well, so he was part of that win. Pitch right here, good location, and a really nasty, tough slider from a tough lefty. So it's always never pleasant to see a lefty drop down on you, particularly when they've got a filthy slider like that.
Here's Josh Morgan 0 for 2. Fielder's choice and a line out to the second baseman, Nielsen. Morgan with another grounder. Nielsen fields. Martinez covers, quickly 2 down. That'll leave it to Jared Walker. Well, usually when a team wins a sports championship, especially in America, I don't know what it's like other places, but the host city will throw a parade for them, right? Yeah?
Normally, yes.
Yeah, okay. Well, the St. Paul Saints are the minor league team in the Twin Cities of Minnesota. Minnesota Twins play Major League Baseball just across in Minneapolis. Well, the St. Paul Saints decided to have some cheeky fun rather than throwing a big, long, gratuitous parade, they've decided to throw a 1 minute, 1 block victory parade outside of their ballpark. So people gathered for 1 minute. The team and the staff, they walked 1 block from one street to another, and that was their parade.
That was their parade.
Walker's had a nice night at the plate. Run-scoring fielder's choice in the first. Leadoff single and a run scored in the fourth.
They've got who's their ownership group? Who I know with
it was the Vec family for many years, and I believe they still have either ownership or managing partnership. Bill Vec, the legendary baseball owner, had his fingerprints all over a couple different MLB franchises. He was responsible for Disco Demolition Night as the owner of the Chicago White Sox.
With the White Sox, it almost
caused a forfeit because there was rioting on the field. They hated disco so much. Bill Vec also was the genius behind the short-lived White Sox uniforms that were shorts instead of pants.
Collared shirts.
Yep. And his son Mike has followed in that tradition with out-of-the-box ideas. Swing and a miss. Nice inning for Ken Frosch. 1-2-3. The Tuatara go down with a pair of strikeouts. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning, halfway home in Brisbane. Tuatara leading the Bandits 3-0.
At the Sporting Globe, we're a little different to other pubs and bars. We have more than just cooks, we have chefs. We have more than bar service, we have table service. We have more than live sporting events, we have atmosphere. And we have more than customers, we have fans. It's more than a sports bar, it's a Sporting Globe.
No one knows what the future of transportation will look like. Robots. But no matter what, Enterprise can help. You can rent a car for a road trip. Look, kids, nature. Oh, wow. You can rent a truck for a move. You can buy a car, commute in a van pool, or get picked up because your car is in a pool. My bad. Count on Enterprise, no matter where transportation goes next.
Let's go.
I love the future. How can Enterprise pick you up today?
Hey, Thomas.
Yeah?
Is it fun playing at festivals?
It's pretty good, mate. You get to see amazing places, meet new people. Everyone's just pumped to be there, and you get to do the sign-off.
Queensland, where life's beautiful one day and perfect the next.
Must be a tropical night, Hawaiian night.
It's actually a staff Christmas party, so that I think it's Jeff Arley, who's his son Ryan Arley played for the Bandits a few years back. He's having his staff Christmas party here tonight, so they will be boisterous and they'll enjoy, but luckily they're all Bandits fans.
So if we look close enough, would those flowery shirts have Santa Clauses on them, or because I got one of those.
You go
6, 7, and 8 due up for the Bandits in the 5th. Martinez, Dutton, and Colwell. Well, last year was the first ever Christmas in my life to not be in a snowy climate. Had to get some Christmassy wardrobe for warm weather.
Just go to the local shop, and they're in fashion at the moment.
Oh, yeah. Now I'm stocked up. Ball one misses to Martinez, who has one of the 2 Bandits hits, a 2-out single back in the 2nd. Upstairs 2-0. Once this inning completes, the game will be official. Bandits hope for a comeback as they try to remain undefeated at home this year. 3-0 to the leadoff man Martinez. It all starts with a base runner, and the Bandits have not had too many opportunities with men on base tonight. 4-pitch walk. That'll help. Wade Dutton will bat next. Dutton wrapped into a 5-4 fielder's choice that ended the second inning.
Just taking a look at a good crowd tonight. A lot of people in the corporate area, so enjoying the cooler weather. But Kookaburra's bombing the pitcher.
I don't know if a Kookaburra has gone down to the field and come back with an empty beak. Talk about a bird's eye view. They can see their prey. Ooh, Dutton lines foul, 0-2. The pitch to Dutton, inside to the backstop. Not much room back there, but Martinez read it well, and he advances 90 feet into scoring position. Expect that to be a wild pitch. Certainly not close to the zone, and Noe tried his best but couldn't catch it. Base hit to the outfield might give the Bandits their first run of the game. Lifted foul out of play. Sam Holland now getting loose in the Bandits' pen.
First real threat for the Bandits tonight with the man on second base and nobody out. So looked like Dutton trying to shoot the ball to the right side, at least get some offense started for the Bandits.
By targeting the right side, you're not automatically giving up an out. You can still hit the ball hard, and Dutton, with his natural inside-out swing, is as well positioned as anybody to do that. Another foul that direction.
And particularly with two strikes, it allows him to handle more of the plate. The only real tough pitch on a guy that stays inside the ball really well is the pitch on the black on the inner half. So just a matter of seeing if he can keep his hands inside the ball and shoot it to the right side.
Dutton chops a breaking ball, fair towards third, picked up by Homza. Throw across is out, and the throw to third. Martinez gets greedy, and the Tuatara turn an unconventional double play.
We get a chance to see the replay right here, and I tell you what, it's good heads-up baseball. Third baseman comes up on the slow roller, fires, and leaves the vacancy, but good heads-up baseball by the shortstop to cover, and an absolute rocket by the first baseman for out number 2.
That goes 5-3-6 if you're keeping track at home. If you were waiting for that one on your bingo card, congratulations.
I like the aggressiveness, but probably good heads up by shortstop and the first baseman on that play for out number 2.
Tim Colwell will bat with the bases empty and 2 down. Singled his first time up, then stole second, but was stranded there. Ball 1 misses. Trailing by 3 runs, you have to be sure of something, and unfortunately for the Bandits, they make an out on the base paths. Lifted foul out of play.
I was talking about it earlier, a good crowd tonight. Weather has cooled down with the rain, and like I said, much needed rain, and great job tonight by the grounds crew to salvage this ball game.
It'll likely go without saying, but we'll say it anyway. If anyone in our viewing audience has been impacted economically or existentially by the wildfires raging throughout Australia, we send you our best and know that we're thinking of you. Serious problem. Seemingly getting worse. Popped foul.
I think it was last week a few of the fireys came in from the U.S. and Canada to assist, so it's been a global effort, to try to hopefully resolve a tough situation.
One-two to Colwell. Bounced in the dirt. After seeing 6 home runs last night, neither team has left the yard tonight. That can change very quickly. Caldwell with a line drive to right. Knocked down by Blackstone. And with Caldwell's speed, Blackstone is lucky that he kept that ball in front of him.
Yeah, really good play by Blackstone. By knocking the ball down, he's actually kept the runner off second base and kept him out of scoring position. So just good job of keeping the ball in front.
If Blackstone whiffs, Caldwell might take a lap with his speed. Chance for Liam Taylor. Off the development roster, he is 1 for 4 at the plate, including a pop-up to the second baseman, his first time up tonight. 2 great defensive plays, one going back, the other going in. First pitch, a line drive, base hit to left field. Caldwell with a big turnaround second. He does not want to make the final out of the inning at third base. Back-to-back 2-out singles have the Bandits with the tying run coming to the plate and the top of the order due up.
Good job by young Taylor. Come up and got a first pitch fastball in the zone, and he attacked it and able to shoot the ball in the left field for a 2-out single. So it puts a man on first and second in the top of the order for the Bandits to plate.
Campbell hitless for the series, 0 for 4 last night, 0 for 2 so far tonight. You don't need a home run here. Even a base hit should score Caldwell from second base, but Soupy, I think, is going to try and elevate a ball that he sees up. That's just in his nature. First pitch, a strike. Campbell, if he plays every game in this series, will play in the finale his 300th career ABL game. Down and away, 1-1. That is a growing list of players who have played in 300 ABL games, but it's still a pretty select group. It's a testament to his longevity. First time tonight the Bandits have had more than one runner on base. Campbell thought about swinging and held up at the very last moment. Good thing, too. It's low and away, 2-1.
And that's what's great about this league. Campbell signed with the Cleveland Indians as a youngster and got a chance to see him early in his career. So he played around a little bit second base and a little bit of outfield. Now he's transitioned to one of the best players in the country.
Check swing, just missing again. It's 3-1. Logan Wade waits on deck. Last second appeal to the base umpire. As expected, that was not a swing.
Campbell just recently on that national team that went away to the Premier 12, advanced to the second round. So, see a young man have an opportunity to continue to compete and now represent the green and gold.
Dangerous pitch to a dangerous man. Line drive, left center, that's down for a base hit. Rounding third, Caldwell gets the wave. It's bobbled and left by Kim, and the Bandits are on the board. 3 straight 2-out singles. Campbell makes it a 3-1 game.
Really good job of hitting by Campbell right there. He got into a hitting count, and talk about not trying to do too much. Got a shot at Campbell right there at first base. Stayed inside the baseball, shot the ball in the left field, and that scores easily, now making this ball game 3-1.
Mound conference with Wade due up. Tying run now aboard and the go-ahead run at the plate. Pitching coach DJ Carrasco talking things over with Koenig, who had been brilliant up until this inning. He's only retired one batter, and out was made on the base paths.
Good timeout right there, and right there, just to settle his lefty down. He's thrown the ball extremely well tonight. Just give him a bit of boost of confidence right there, just saying that you're doing a good job. Keep the ball down. Make these guys put the ball in play and keep us in this ball game.
Might sound obvious if you know the numbers that go into it, but with that RBI single, Koenig's season ERA has literally doubled, going from 1 run allowed to 2. Wade is 0 for 2, fly to deep left and a foul pop to first. Wade with a drive, left field, coming on is Kim. He'll play it on a hop. Rounding third, coming home is Taylor. It's a one-run game. 4 straight 2-out singles for the Bandits. Wade comes through on the first pitch of the at-bat, and it's 3-2.
Once again, another good at-bat by Logan in second time around, actually third time around for these hitters, so they're starting to make the slight adjustments. Got a pitch up in the zone, shoots the ball in the left field, and now all of a sudden we've got a 3-2 ball game.
Ryan Battaglia 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Off the bat, I thought that was going to carry out to Kim.
Yeah, I think he didn't barrel it up as clean, but just we talk about placement, and it's a good job of putting the ball in play against a tough lefty tonight.
Battaglia swinging for the fences, comes up empty.
Tell you what, talk about manufacturing. Bandits had a situation we talked about, nobody out, man on second base. Good job of Tuatara to get the force runner a third for the second out, but they've come up with some big 2-out hits here in this inning, now making it 3-2.
Time requested by Battaglia, granted by home plate umpire James Shields. A walk and 4 singles in the inning for the Bandits, and Battaglia takes low 1-1. Koenig readies the 1-1 pitch. Battaglia fouls at the plate. Last night, all we could talk about, I mean, because it was all there was to talk about, was the solo home runs, and that's how all the runs scored. Tonight, very different style of baseball, arguably more exciting baseball.
Bit of small ball.
Yeah.
Bit of small ball.
Fun to see that played once in a while. Battaglia takes just low.
Watched an interview with, I think it's Joe Madden, he's with the Angels now, and he's actually talking about playing a hybrid version of, everyone's gone to the elevation game. He's actually talking about going back to some of the old school hit and run, running and moving runners over, and then occasionally running into the ball.
Koenig's 2-2. Battaglia with a ground ball fair down the third baseline. Coming home is Campbell. Wade will stop at third. It's an RBI double for Ryan Battaglia. And this ball game is tied 3-all. Five straight 2-out hits for the Bandits, and that will be all for Jared Koenig. What a turn of events. Steve Mintz fired up. His manager takes the ball from his pitcher. Disappointing end after an encouraging start for the Auckland lefty, and we will see a new Tuatara pitcher after this on Bandits.tv.
It's always been you.
It's always been us.
An ambush of Jared Koenig has gotten the Tuatara starter out of this game. Emerson Martinez comes in to get the final out. Mitch Nielsen will bat with 2 men in scoring position. For Koenig, 4 2/3 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs. He's responsible for the 2 men aboard, 1 walk and 4 strikeouts. Emerson Martinez, a Venezuelan native. This past season in America, split time between rookie level in the Arizona League and Double-A Frisco in the Texas Rangers organization. In the ABL, Martinez has an ERA of 4. This will be his 6th appearance in 9 innings, 4 runs on 6 hits with 9 strikeouts. Sydney won their game in Canberra against the Cavalry by a score of 2-1. So for the Bandits to stay in a tie for first place, they will have to win this game. Mitch Nielsen at the plate gets turned around. The switch hitter will bat from the left side with Wade at third and Battaglia at second.
With the change of pitcher, I saw Sutherland's up and running as well, so David will have the ability to go to the big left-handed hitter if he needs to.
Nielsen takes a strike. He's 0 for 2 with a line out to right and a strikeout. Martinez in 2017 and 18 pitched for the Down East Wood Ducks, the team that manager Steve Mintz is a pitching coach for in the Rangers system. Missing badly, 1-1. In the inning, a walk, an unconventional double play to erase the leadoff base runner. Then with 2 down, a Colwell single, a Taylor single, a Campbell RBI single, a Wade RBI single, and Battaglia's RBI double just fair down the third base line. That's 5 straight hits with 2 outs. Nielsen, the 8th man to bat in the inning. Up and away, 2-1.
You see him right now. He's just trying to find his grip on the baseball. A little bit of humidity in the air. He seems to be struggling a little bit with his footing right there, so not really found his comfort zone since he's taken the bump.
Martinez will turn 25 in less than a month. The 2-1, a called strike, 2-2. Bandits have now out-hit the Tuataras 7-6. Nielsen fouls off. And with his right hand after the follow-through, Nielsen trying to visualize the swing path he wants on a pitch in that spot.
Yeah, good pitch, good location, particularly with 2 strikes, and then really not allowing him to get his arms extended, getting the ball in on his hand, so hopefully he can potentially open up the outer half.
Martinez sets. 2-2. Grounded left side, backing up for the second hop. Homza, throw across is low, but dug out by Walker. Great play by the Tuatara corner infielders to keep this game tied. But with 2 outs, the Bandits have 5 hits and 3 runs to even up the score 3-all as we head to the 6th in Brisbane. You're watching Bandits.tv.
Great job, Chef.
Thanks.
Who wants a drink?
Let's go, Archer. Beers away.
Thank you, Archer.
Looks like these guys are working up a tropical thirst, Archer.
Thank you, Archer!
Beers to the beach.
Thank you, Archer!
They look thirsty down there in the outback, Archer.
We'll all be.
Thank you, Archer!
Yeah!
Good boy, Archer.
We're back to all square. 3-3 tie between the Bandits and the Tuatara heading to the top of the 6th inning. Brisbane scored 3 runs in the 5th to even up the tally. And the Bandits go deeper into their bullpen with Sam Holland coming on in relief of Ken Frosch. Nice outing for Frosch. 3 quick outs with a pair of strikeouts to boot in his scoreless 5th inning. Holland has a high ERA, and it will remain high for a while, but that is because of his start to the season and not what he has done more recently. His first 2 outings against Adelaide saw him allow 3 earned runs each in a combined 2/3 of an inning. But since then, an inning and 2/3 with 1 run allowed against Geelong, Korea, and 2 outings in Sydney saw him pitch hitless ball for 2 1/3. 5, 6, and 7 due up for the Tuatara, beginning with Kim. Swinging a foul tip. Holland, 25 years old. He's a Brisbane native. 6th season with the Bandits. Also named to the national team to play in the Premier 12 about a month ago. Inside, and it hits Kim. Holding his right arm.
They're waiting for the interpreter. So this is where that arm slot, see how that ball really runs as a 2-seamer runs in on him. It looks like it got him in the forearm. So
he has a elbow guard on his front elbow, his left elbow, but this got underneath his swing and got him on the inside of the right forearm. Speaking through the interpreter, he's going to shake it off and, at least for now, remain in the game. Not the start that Holland was looking for. Johnny Holmza will bat next. He's already 2 for 2 tonight with a double and an RBI single.
it obviously didn't get him in the bone or in the tendon area, so it looks like it got him in the forearm, so he'll be a little bruised there, but it seems to be okay.
At home, if you want to put your arms out and observe the inside of your forearm, that is the fleshiest part of your arm. First pitch swinging is Holmza, just foul of the third base line. Holland's ERA on the season is 13.5, but again, not a reflection of how effective he can be. Picked up a win in Sydney. Coming on in relief. Those were some tight games against the Blue Sox, and Holland was up to the task.
Yeah, he gives David a really good weapon because the arm slot is different, particularly tough on righties, and a big ground ball type pitcher, which is particularly important here at this ballpark.
Pickoff throw to first, and Kim dives in. Past the 9 o'clock hour local time. No new inning can begin after 9:55 because of curfew rules. Called strike, and it's 0-2.
That's always a tough one. I mean, as a manager, you'd have to imagine how that plays in their head. Obviously, you play your game, you play your tempo. You don't want to speed things up or rush them, but now you've got a tie ball game here late in the ball game, but you also got that Father Time not working in your favor.
Fouled back. If you're joining us in the middle of this game, we got off to a delayed start. First pitch was scheduled for 6 o'clock local time, and it was delivered at 7:28. In that hour and a half, I don't think a drop of rain fell, but it was the rain that came down at about 4:30 that really threw everyone for a loop. We got the tarp on the field in time, but everything was so saturated it required time and a lot of attention to dry out. Matt Timms just beginning to loosen in the Bandits' pen, and the event Holland runs into more trouble. Trying to put away Homza, who has not been retired yet tonight. Kim goes, and the pitch is fouled off. Kim is only 1 for 3 in stolen bases this year.
And that potentially could have been, I'm trying to think, was it a 0-1 count? It might have potentially been 0-2 count. So it looked like he was trying to get a jump, thinking he might get an off-speed pitch and be able to swipe the bag.
Holland stares in. Just off the inside corner. With an inside fastball and Holland's low 3/4 delivery, you'd think that might set him up for something off-speed down and away. We'll see where the catcher Battaglia sets up. First a pickoff throw, and Kim dives back. Swing and a miss. Foul tip caught by Battaglia. Homza was challenged by Holland, and Sam won the battle.
Yeah, good pitch right there. Just elevated two-seam fastball. Get a chance to see the location on this pitch and see how that ball really runs into him, and just not able to catch up with it for out number 1.
Time called as a stray ball comes in from the Bandits' pen. Andrew Mark will bat next. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI single his last time up. That came in the 4th. At the time, it made it a 3-0 score. Bandits have climbed their way back to a tie. Pickoff throw to first.
A little bit of a lane there by Kim at first. It looked like he was leaning on the pickoff, so see if they can get something started.
Tuatara collectively as a club do not have a great success rate in stolen bases. They're only 9 for 16.
Ooh.
Battaglia has a very good throwing arm.
Just looking another lane right there as well by Kim at first.
There goes Kim. It's right over the shoulder of Nielsen. A wicked hop. And Kim in motion goes from first to third. Wow. I don't know if they would have been able to turn a double play with Kim sent at first movement. But a missed opportunity to get at least one out there. You can't blame Mitch for not fielding what would be a very difficult hop.
Yeah, that ball came up on him. Ball hit hard to the right side, and obviously Kim on the move, so potentially hit and run. I think even if he comes up cleanly, he's going to have a tough feed to second. But now the Tuatara sitting at first and third with 1 out.
Infield hoping for a double play. Here's Bus Noe 0 for 2. First pitch down and away. Holland sets, and the pitch inside. In the inning, a hit by pitch, a strikeout, and a wicked base hit. I think we're going to call that a base hit. We'll see. Chop towards third, foul. We got the official scores next door, but
I give that a hit.
Yeah, I will too.
Might knock on the door and let them know.
They do a good job over there. Sometimes we disagree, but that's okay.
They control the pin.
Fouled straight back. Well, Holland has not been afraid to go after these Tuatara hitters. No, he was a strikeout victim his last time up. Just added to the active roster. You think he might have some rust to shake off as he works his way into the regular rotation. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Holland. Out number 2 with the runners still at the corners. It'll be left to Max Brown.
Yeah, really good pitch right there by Sammy. Get a chance to see the replay, and all he did took a little bit of speed off it, just able to throw that slider just on the outer half, and I think he was able to establish the fastball in the inner half and gets him to cheat for out number 2.
Up next, Max Brown. First pitch, hack foul.
You mentioned Sammy pitching in the Premier 12 for Team Australia. Threw the ball extremely well for Team Australia on that tour. It's good to see him, like you said, early in the season, whether it be batting or pitching. Sometimes you get off to a hot start and a slow start, but at the end of the day, it's how you finish, and Sammy's always been known to.
Runner at first takes off, and no throw down to second. It'll be a stolen base for Andrew Mark. The Bandits decided not to run the risk of a delayed double steal with Kim dancing off of third.
Yeah, good job right there. And all he's doing is pump fake there to see if he gets the runner to commit at third. Allows Mark to put himself in scoring position, but the defense now playing deep. Try not to concede the go-ahead run.
First stolen base for Mark. And time now called at home plate.
Ooh.
Down and away, and blocked well by Battaglia. Glove save and a beauty, as they say in hockey.
Tell you what, that would look like a hockey save right there, but good job by Battaglia to keep that ball in front of him. He gets by. I know it's the short backstop, but probably that angle would allow Kim to score.
Holland got the first 2 outs of the inning via the strikeout. Another pitch outside, 2-2. Brown fouls off. Holland has had to work tonight. Designs of him pitching more than 1 inning have diminished as he wipes his brow on this temperate but still muggy night. Another 2-2 coming from Holland to Brown. Line to the shortstop. Wade makes the catch, and the Tuatara strand a pair in scoring position in the 6th inning. Logan Wade makes the grab, and the Bandits will try and take their first lead of the game after this on Bandits.tv.
Great job, Chef.
Thanks.
Who wants a drink?
Let's go, Archer. Beers away.
Thank you, Archer.
Looks like these guys are working up a tropical thirst, Archer.
Thank you, Archer!
Beers to the beach.
Thank you, Archer!
They look thirsty down there in the outback, Archer.
We'll all be.
Thank you, Archer!
Yeah!
Good boy, Archer.
Back in Brisbane, where it's tied 3-3 between the Bandits and the Tuatara, heading to the home half of the 6th inning. With Paul Gonzalez, this is Eric Reamer. Thanks for joining us tonight. We'd like to tell you that we'll have baseball all night long, but we know that that is not the case. With an hour and a half delay, we are almost certainly going to rub up against the city-imposed curfew. No new inning can begin after 9:55. That's about a half hour from now. Donald Lutz, Jeremy Martinez, and Wade Dutton sent to face Emerson Martinez, who got the final out of the 5th inning, and in doing so stranded a pair of runners in scoring position. In fact, each offensive trip for the two teams most recently have ended with 2 stranded men in scoring position. Lutz 0 for 2, grounder to third and a grounder to first. Up and away, 2-1. If this game is tied after 9:55, then you go into what you might call sudden death or extra innings. Ooh, Lutz with a high fly into shallow left, long run in for Kim, still tracking it, almost overran it, but made the catch. The wind was blowing out to right field at first pitch, then it was gusting in a little bit. Now the flagpoles are still. And Kim had to track that high fly ball that might have had a little tail on it as well from a left-handed swing.
Yeah, good job. He covered a lot of ground because outfield probably more playing pinching the gaps and not necessarily playing no doubles in this situation, but they are fairly deep, so he covered a lot of ground for out number 1.
Jeremy Martinez is up next. First pitch fouled back. A single and a walk for the Bandits' first baseman. What I mean in sudden death, it would be the final inning. Check swing. On appeal, he didn't go. You treat it like the 10th. Whether that means automatic base runners or not, I guess we'll find out when it happens. It's not a situation that any of us are familiar with.
Well, I know prior to the game, James Shields was looking at all the different scenarios, so they've played all the options in their head, so they'll be familiar with the rules, and they would have briefed both coaches before the game.
Swing and a miss, 2-2. Yeah, they were in communication with the league office during our interminable delay. Everyone's on the same page down there. We're just a bit in the dark. We hope to be illuminated soon. Full count now to Martinez, Wade Dutton on deck. The preferable situation would be for one of these two teams to take a lead into the 9:55 inning deadline. Got to make things a lot easier. Bandits fans hoping it's the home team. They have not yet led tonight. Martinez working from the wind. Pitch misses low. Martinez has drawn his second walk of the ball game. In fact, there are only 2 walks drawn by Brisbane tonight. Both of them have come from the Bandits' first baseman. Up next, Wade Dutton. Dutton is 0 for 2. Fielder's choice ground out to third. His first time up. And then an inning ago, grounded into an unconventional 5-3-6 double play, as Martinez got greedy trying to advance 90 feet. Swing and a miss. shoulder-high fastball, and if Dutton made contact, it would have gone a long way. Unfortunately for him, he did not. In on the hands, popped up back of first. Walker is there, dancing into foul territory. He makes the catch. Fancy footwork as he changed directions while backpedaling. That can be a very fraught thing to do.
I tell you what, he did good job of tracking that baseball down so it's in that tough area, and he's done a good job for Tuatara. He had a big pick from the third baseman on a 2-out ball hit to left side that probably saved him 2 runs, so he's had a big night defensively.
Now Tim Caldwell. Caldwell is 2 for 2 with a pair of singles and a run scored. He kick-started the 2-out rally in the 5th inning. First pitch breaking ball, misses, ball 1. Martinez has not attempted a stolen base yet this year. If you're wondering about Caldwell's extra base hit capability, he has 1 double and 1 triple among his 14 hits. Lifted foul out of play, 1-1. Caldwell fouls off a foot, and it's 1-2. Matt Timms has completed his warm-ups in the Bandits bullpen. Looks like he will get the 7th inning. One, 2. Fouled back. Caldwell almost lost his helmet. And we almost lost our crowd mic. When you have such intimate grounds and such a penetrating broadcast as we have here, sometimes those things happen. Caldwell with a line drive, too tall for the first baseman Walker into right field. Martinez going first to third, he's in standing. Another 2-out rally for the Bandits as Caldwell is 3 for 3 on the night.
Good basing right there by Martinez. They read the ball well off the bat and able to go first to third. So now once again the Bandits threaten with 2 outs.
And now Liam Taylor. If there were an opportunity for manager David Nielsen to pinch hit one of his more established bats, this would be it. Young development player at the plate. Tie ball game 2 down, but Taylor hit a line drive base hit his last time up. And we're going to see a mound visit, if not a pitching change. It's 9:30. We've got 25 minutes until the inning start deadline. That was a very brief visit. It was the manager, Steve Mintz, coming out, and whatever he wanted to say was very brief and succinct. Martinez at third, Caldwell at first. The young Liam Taylor at the plate. A bunt. It's fair. It's picked up by Homza. The throw to first goes wide. Bandits take the lead. On his way to third is Caldwell. He'll be waved home, and he evades the tag. Oh, he's called out. Oh, my. James Shields says he was out, and out comes David Nielsen to argue. Out not because of the tag, out because he was out of the baseline. Nielsen fired up. Bandits lead it 4-3 as Taylor executes the squeeze. One more look at this play. Did he tag him? Did he go out of the baseline? Tough to tell. As it is, it's a 4-3 lead on Bandits.tv.
Can't you see my heart is lost without you? And your kisses make me love you more. And your kisses make me love you more. Can't you hear the sound of love and desire?
Bandits lead for the first time tonight after a dramatic play and quite aggressive decision-making from David Nielsen. Let's take a look at the play at the plate as Colwell was called out. James Shields, the home plate umpire, gestured that he was out, and then as David Nielsen, the manager, came out to argue, there was some hand signal that showed me that right there, that he was called out for going out of the baseline, not necessarily because he was tagged. What did you see, Gons?
Well, so he's actually on the right side. He was actually in foul territory, but when he avoided the tag, he actually landed inside the line. So that's what David said. He was in play and actually on foul territory when he avoided the tag, but because he able to leap and avoid it, and that's the argument. So it's all come down to the out, but I tell you what, that's why Nielsen was heated in that. But want to acknowledge that the bunt, two-out bunt, caught everybody off guard and really created all the offense.
A lot of trust placed in your young hitter, that's for sure.
Well, it is, and I got a chance. I was watching the quick timeout, and David actually gestured to Taylor to come out and have a quick word with him. So I know he was a master of a bunt. He was one of the greatest hitters I've ever played with and one of the greatest hitters playing the big leagues, but a fantastic bunter. I think he read third baseman playing back if he had an opportunity, which he did, and good placement, created the havoc, and now the ball game's 4-3.
Yanni Hernandez faces Matt Timms. Sam Holland, a scoreless inning in the sixth, though it was not without stress. He worked around a leadoff hit by pitch and a single to leave two men in scoring position. Timms has yet to allow a run this year. 2 1/3 scoreless. This is his fourth outing. Hernandez bluffs a bunt, pulls back, and takes a ball. It's 3-0.
I'm looking in the pen, and we talk about with the curfew situation. Surly's up now, so looks like David's already got him heating up, depending on how Timsy goes, and obviously Timsy's job is to get through this inning.
Hernandez is 1 for 3, hoping to start something at the top of the order. Thought it was ball 4, instead it's strike 1. It is, according to my laptop, 9:37 and 41 seconds. That means that we have 17 minutes and 19 seconds until no new inning can start. Five-pitch walk to the leadoff man will give the Tuatara a chance to answer back. Kent Blackstone up next.
Yeah, and this will be interesting to see with Timsy on the bump, and you got speed at first. There's a lot of different options. They can see if he's slow home, they can try to steal the bag. They might play a little bit of small ball and put the ball down and put pressure on the defense.
Hernandez takes off first pitch. The throw down to second goes into center field. Pop-up slide for Hernandez. On his way to third, he's in. Stolen base and a throwing error by the catcher Battaglia. Wade lost his footing, and you don't know if that is a factor of the weather conditions or just trying to reverse course too quickly. Throw a little bit on the third base side when it should have been on the first base side.
And I tell you what, that's just the havoc of the runner. He runs extremely well and took advantage of Timsy going home, and now all of a sudden you've got tie and run at third with nobody out.
Infield will play in as a result. The pitch was a strike. Breaking ball up and away. 1-1.
Now all of a sudden that controversial call comes to be a big factor here.
Bounced in the dirt, and a run-saving block by Battaglia behind home plate. Tim sets. Missing low, 3-1. Tim's kicks at the rubber in frustration. Tuatara haven't put the ball in play against him yet, but they're 90 feet away from retying this ball game. Lifted in the air, left field shallow. Campbell charging in. Underneath it, he makes the catch, and Hernandez wasn't even on the base. He will retreat. Far too shallow with Campbell's strong arm scaring him off.
Well, interesting now. So you got Timsy up, balls hit not that deeply, but you got Hernandez who runs plus runner at third, so didn't take a chance on Campbell's arm. So
with 2 outs, maybe you take that chance. With no out.
No out, don't take it, particularly when you've got Morgan at the plate who swung the bat well in game one. I think he hit a bomb in his first at-bat, so just don't want to take the bat out of your hand of your big hitter.
Josh Morgan bats next. He's 0 for 3. And Jim Bennett, the pitching coach, comes out to have a talk. Now 13 and a half minutes until no new inning can start.
And that's the thing. It's time. So, you start looking at all those factors.
It's gamesmanship.
Absolutely. And this is where those two men are probably as good as they get in the Australian Baseball League. It's just the master of just slowing down the pace, speeding up, changing tempos, and then strategically two great baseball minds.
And that is a strategically defensible move as well. We're not saying that this is just for the sake of slowing down the game. You've got the tying run at third and the 3-hitter coming up to the plate. Obviously, you want to talk with your pitcher and make sure everyone's on the same page.
100%. And you've got a lefty on deck, so he's really remind him infield's in, what he needs to do to execute. And obviously, defense has to realize with the speed at third, he'll be going on contact.
Breaking ball down, ball 1. A squeeze bunt provided the Bandits their first lead of the ball game. Auckland trying to even up the score here with time running short. Taken low, 2-0.
Now here's where it gets tough as an infielder. Now your pitcher falls behind 2-0 and you're playing on the grass, but Tim's, you got to make sure he makes a pitch down in the zone, hopefully gets a ground ball, keeps the ball in the infield.
Hitters count. Not a hitter's pitch.
No, it's not, and that's what veteran arm will do. He'll trust his out pitch, which is that split finger forkball, and try to keep it down in the zone.
Outfield playing at normal depth. The 2-1. Bounce in the dirt, nice stop by the catcher, Battaglia. Second time in the inning that he's saved a run, at least for the time being.
Really good job by Battaglia right there. That's a tough split finger in the dirt and able to keep it in front. Once again, Morgan sits in a good position at 3-1.
Campbell and Colwell, the left fielder and center fielder, are known quantities with their arms. The young Taylor and Wright, a bit more of a wild card. The 3-1. Called strike. Morgan thought it was in. Instead, the count runs full. You could hear, I think, manager Steve Mint saying he's not even trying to throw a strike. A walk here is not the worst thing in the world. It sets up a double play. The 3-2. That is exactly what the Tuatara will get. First and third, one down. Jared Walker at the plate. Middle infielders will go back as they try and turn two. No hits in the inning, but a pair of walks have put Auckland in position to perhaps take a lead of their own. Here comes manager David Nielsen, and with Ryan Searle continuing to warm, that will be the move. The Bandits closer comes in for the second straight night, this time in the seventh and perhaps final inning. Should be an exciting finish. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Bandits.tv.
Careful out there, champ.
How good is this?
Ryan Searle comes on for the top of the seventh inning with the game on the line. Bandits leading the Tuatara 4-3. Auckland has runners at the corners and one down. We are now 8.5 minutes away from 9:55 when no new inning can begin. The Bandits will have to bat here in the bottom of the seventh inning, and unless that goes by very quickly, this is the ballgame. Right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you're laughing, but I mean, it's a strange concept.
I don't want to believe it.
Yeah, we had an hour and a half delay at the beginning of this game for wet grounds. That is why we are restricted by the curfew.
So technically, you've got the right guy on the bump. You've got your closer with first and third.
Searle got the save last night. He faced 4 batters, struck out 3 and walked 1. One of the strikeouts was of the man at the plate, Jared Walker. So far tonight, he's 1 for 3 with an RBI fielder's choice, a single, and a run scored. Hernandez, with great speed, is at third. Morgan, who runs well, is at first. First pitch is a strike from Searle. Searle is 3 of 4 in save situations. 1 win and 1 loss, an ERA of 5.68. Already his 7th appearance on the young ABL season. He's the league's all-time saves leader, at least in its modern incarnation. Walker with a liner. Deep right center field. It won't be caught. We've got a tie ball game. Hernandez will score. Morgan read it well, but he'll hold up at third as he grabs at his hamstring. It's a game-tying RBI double for Jared Walker. Morgan might have come up lame running on this diamond dry on the infield. He gives thumbs up to the training staff. And right now, Auckland has the upper hand. The game is tied with 2 men in scoring position and still only 1 down.
Once again, Tuatara come in with a big base hit there with 1 out, and now the threat is still in play with 2nd and 3rd and 1 out. Now that'll draw the Bandits defense in, try to prevent another run from scoring.
Kim Won-seok, the left fielder, is 1 for 2 with a single and a hit by pitch. Waiting on deck, Johnny Homza, 2 for 3. First base is open. And the first from Searle, a strike. If you get behind in this count, you can decide to intentionally walk Kim and set up the double play again. But there's no reason to give Auckland an added base runner. We'll see how this at bat unfolds. Popped foul, 0-2. You think they send Morgan if he's flying 100% around the bases?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, and look, it's a short porch. The relay came in fairly quickly, but yeah, I don't think he's hurt, but he's actually just being cautious with his hammy.
Still shaking out his legs, as you can see from that camera angle. The 0-2. Searle, a strikeout artist, needs one here. Chopped foul up the third base line. This has been an entertaining game, and someone, we think, has to win it.
I'll tell you what, it's just, and we're hitting that mark you talk about at 9:50.
9:50 and 30 seconds. This is going to be the last inning of regulation, that's for sure. Another 0-2 coming from Searle to Kim. High and deep down the left field line. Gone! A 3-run home run for Kim Won-seok, and the Tuatara jump back in front. A 3-run homer, a 4-run inning, and it's 7-4.
Tell you what, he got a pitch in the air half, and his hand stayed inside the baseball. He fought off a tough pitch to keep the at-bat alive. We get a chance to see this at-bat again. Ball's middle in, and he squares it up and shoots it down left field line. And that's a 3-run shot. All of a sudden now we're at 7-4.
Second homer of the year for Kim. RBIs 4, 5, and 6, and now Johnny Homza. Justin Erasmus getting loose. This will not go down in the books as a successful appearance for Searle, but with 2 more games coming up tomorrow, you don't want to empty the chamber here. You want to keep him potentially in play for tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. And he came in, and we talk about the circumstances change, obviously coming in with the curfew. And
Homza stares at a called strike, 0-2.
Good pitch right there. But good job by Kim. He got hit in the forearm last at bat, so it was pending whether he would stay in the ball game, able to stay in, and he comes up with a big 3-run shot here in the 7th.
Defensive swing. Homza went around. Closer to his eyes than his bat, but it's out number 2. That'll leave it to Andrew Mark. In the bottom of the 7th inning, which will be the final inning of this game, at least in regulation, it'll be the top of the Bandits order: Campbell, Wade, Battaglia. They hope more to follow. Searle's first. A strike. The call made by home plate umpire James Shields to end the 6th inning may prove pivotal. Ball taken 1-1. And we're not going to say whether we think it was the right or the wrong call. I mean, if Shields thought Colwell was out of the baseline, then by rule he's out. But not only would that run score, the inning would continue, and Taylor was motoring around the bases. He would have been, if not at second, maybe even third. The Bandits hope for one last gasp in the bottom half of the inning. Called strike, it's 2-2. Sydney won their game tonight. Mark fouls off. And if the Bandits do not come back to win this game, the Blue Sox will be alone in first place in the Northeast Division. For that matter, the Tuatara would be alone in third place, breaking a tie with the Cavalry. Fouled off. Every pitch that Searle throws tonight will make it difficult to go to him tomorrow. He's a veteran, he's got a durable arm, but it's not an infinite number of pitches in his arm.
No, exactly. I mean, the plus if you've got a doubleheader tomorrow, 7 and a 9.
Travis Blackley and Tim Atherton will go for the Bandits. Low and away, full count.
In that order?
That's what we have been told. Bus Noe waits on deck, and it'll be Jimmy Boyce and Josh Colmenter going for the Tuatara tomorrow. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. The inning ends with a pair of strikeouts, but the Tuatara score 4 to reclaim the lead. The big blow, a 3-run homer from Kim Won-seok. The Bandits need to score 3 to extend this ball game. We'll be back after this on Bandits.tv.
At the Sporting Globe, we're a little different to other pubs and bars. We have more than just cooks, we have chefs. We have more than bar service, we have table service. We have more than live sporting events, we have atmosphere. And we have more than customers, we have fans. It's more than a sports bar, it's a Sporting Globe.
No one knows what the future of transportation will look like. Robots. But no matter what, Enterprise can help. You can rent a car for a road trip. Look, kids, nature. Oh, wow. You can rent a truck for a move. You can buy a car, commute in a van pool, or get picked up because your car is in a pool. My bad. Count on Enterprise, no matter where transportation goes next.
Let's go.
I love the future. How can Enterprise pick you up today?
Hey, Thomas.
Yeah?
Is it fun playing at festivals?
It's pretty good, mate. You get to see amazing places, meet new people. Everyone's just pumped to be there. And you get to do the sign-off.
Queensland, where life's beautiful one day and perfect the next.
It has been an exciting night of baseball here in Brisbane. Auckland leading by a score of 7-4 as they bring in one of their top pitchers, Javier Bueno. Bueno comes on in relief of Emerson Martinez, who's in line for the win. Martinez went an inning and a third, allowing 1 run. Could have been more. A pivotal play at the plate ended the bottom of the 6th inning and a Bandits rally, paving the way for Auckland's 4-run 7th. Bueno will face the top third of the Bandits order, Campbell, Wade, and Battaglia. Bueno has no wins and 3 losses, though he does lead the team with 2 saves. The ERA is a bit inflated at 7.20. He's finished 6 of the 12 Auckland games this season. Last night, we introduced to you a new element of our Bandits.tv coverage. That is the post-game press conference. And you can bet that there will be some interesting answers tonight after the game. Both teams showed their emotion on the field tonight.
And I like that. I mean, before the game, there's a lot of, obviously, chatter, and Mintz and Nielsen have known each other for a number of years, competing against each other when they're both playing at the big league level. So it's always good banter in the beginning. Then obviously between the lines, it heats up because both sides are very competitive. But it's been a good ball game tonight. We've seen a little bit of small ball. We've seen a bit of long ball today. But overall, it's been good baseball.
We're past 9:55. This is the final inning of regulation tonight. Andrew Campbell is 1 for 3 with an RBI single his last time up. That was the first run of the game for the Bandits. Just missing, 2-1. The biggest bat on the Bandits bench is David Sutherland. But with the top of the order due up, I don't know if anyone would leave the lineup to allow Sutherland in. 3-1. The last thing Bueno wants to do is allow the leadoff man to reach without earning his way aboard.
Yeah, to tell you what, he throws the ball hard. You talk about one of the tougher arms coming out of the bullpen. He brings the heat for the Tuatara.
3-1 to Campbell. A 5-pitch walk to lead off the bottom of the 7th inning. One more base runner, and you're a swing away from tying this game. Logan Wade, who had an RBI single of his own his last time up, will bat next.
See right there, it's a good little discussion right there. First baseman just came over to settle the right-hander down a little bit, just let him know you've got a 3-run lead. Keep us in this ball game, and let's not concede the walk.
Jared Walker, the first baseman. Wade takes a ball. Bueno, a minor leaguer in the Rangers system, and out comes a man who knows him well, manager Steve Mintz, to try and settle down the young righty.
Yeah, I think it'll probably be a twofold meeting. It'll be settle him down, but interested to see if he'll wait for Shields to walk out there and break up the mound. It's just an opportunity for him to just have a discussion professionally and just ask him if those balls are up in the zone. So Shields will walk out to the mound now. See if he says anything.
Bueno, a product of Mesa, Arizona, and then Arizona State University, where he pitched well for the Sun Devils. 9th round selection of the Rangers in the 2016 draft. Played this past year with the Hickory Crawdads at the low A level after missing the 2018 season.
He's got a good arm, and Arizona State good program as well. We talk about one of the better of the Division I. Good velo right there.
Strike zone not expanding to accommodate the young righty. It's the way it should be. Hitters count for Wade. Underneath the elbows for a strike, 2-1. Last outing for Bueno was scoreless. 3-1. Battaglia on deck. 2/3 of an inning with a walk but no runs against the Canberra Cavalry.
Tell you what, Tuatara have a couple of strong arms. We saw the right-handed Japanese reliever come in, and he got up to 100. And you can imagine Bueno gets it up into mid to upper 90s.
Full count. Though this is the 7th inning, and we do traditionally play 9 innings in Australian baseball, this is going to be the final inning. Up and away. Back-to-back walks to begin the bottom of the 7th inning, and the Bandits will have a couple cracks with the tying run at the plate.
Yeah, I'm just looking right there because Sutherland does have a bat in his hands, but obviously going to stick with Battaglia at the plate, keep the righty-righty combination here. So he's still got him, but you've still got two left-handed hitters on deck with Nielsen and Lutz.
The kookaburras are chattering, and the energy level in this ballpark is increasing. Ball one misses low. Battaglia struck out his first 2 times tonight, then laced an RBI double down the third base line his last time up. Campbell at second, Wade at first. They both run well, but their runs don't matter all that much.
Shortstop's calling time right now just to tie his shoelace, so that'll slow things down a little bit. Give Bueno a chance to refocus and get himself back in the strike zone. So, man on first and second, nobody out with the Bandits down by 3.
Battaglia has 1 homer and 2 runs batted in this season. Lifted the bat off his shoulder, but showed no intent to swing at that pitch.
Yeah, I like that. When, particularly if you got an arm struggling a little bit to find the zone, just force him to find the zone and then try to lock in. Ooh, good pitch.
Breaking ball for a called strike.
And that's a good pitch by the young right-handed pitcher right there. You've got ball behind and all of a sudden able to throw that knee buckler right there. Now he puts himself back into this count 1-2.
Even if it's your second or third best pitch, you have to find something that you can throw for a strike. And now he'll go for the strikeout. Swing and a miss. Battaglia fans for the first out of the 7th inning. Up next, Mitch Nielsen.
Good pitch right there, just out of the strike zone, but too close for Battaglia to take. And now that's 1 out, and that'll bring the threat to the plate with Lutzy on deck with 1 out.
Nielsen is 0 for 3. Hit the ball to the warning track in right field his first time up. High in the air, back of second, the shortstop Hernandez calls, and on the outfield grass he makes the catch. Nielsen retired on 1 pitch, and Donald Lutz is the last hope for the Bandits. Again, a reminder that after the game we'll have a brief break, and then as soon as we can get it set up, a post-game press conference with both clubs' managers and top performers. A lot to talk about in this game, and we hope to bring that to you. Lutz is 0 for 3. Homered last night, his second of the year. First pitch, off-speed pitch, and it's a strike. Outlaws singing his praises as Lutz swings and misses 0-2. And it's down to their final strike. Bueno sets. The 0-2. Outside. Good take from the former MLB player. Lutz has power to all fields. Bueno trying to finish off a furious comeback win for the Tuatara. The first 2 men in the inning reached via walks. Since then, a strikeout and a pop-out. The 1-2 pitch from Bueno to Lutz in the dirt. Blocked well by Noe. But again, neither of the base runners will be doing anything risky here. Their runs are insignificant compared to the man at the plate.
Yeah, and a big shift. I mean, Lutzy basically has the whole left side of the field. If he shoots anything, the left side with the exception of the third baseman who's probably playing the 5-6 hole. He drives in at least one, but look to be looking at running into one here.
The 2-2. Inside. Breaking ball that looked like it started in the zone, but Lutz was able to pick up the spin and take it to run the count full. Jeremy Martinez, who has not been retired tonight, waits on deck. He would be the go-ahead and winning run if he gets a chance. Runners will take off. The payoff pitch from Bueno to Lutz. Swing and a miss, strike 3. The Tuatara win a thriller and even up round 4 in Brisbane. 7-4 the final, with Kim's 3-run homer in the top of the 7th inning, the difference in the ball game. There are the totals on the board. Bandits scored 4 runs late, but Auckland gave them a taste of their own medicine. And the only home run in the game ended up winning the game. For Paul Gonzalez, this is Eric Bramer signing off for now, but we encourage you to stay with the stream. In just a few short minutes, we'll have a post-game press conference for you with both managers and some top performers answering questions about this game. Plenty to talk about here on Bandits.tv. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the post-game press conference on Bandits.tv. The final score tonight in 7 innings, 7-4, Auckland defeating Brisbane. We'll start off with the winning team, the Tuatara, and manager Steve Mintz. With the hour-and-a-half delay to start this game, you knew that it was going to be tough to play all 9 innings. How did the accelerated schedule, if you will, play into your decision-making tonight?
We just went with how the game went. Obviously, we had Koenig on the mound, but tonight definitely not his best work. It was probably a struggle. He'd probably agree with me the whole time. And then the Bandits, they were able to get to him there in that 1 inning. Couldn't make some pitches and get down when he got ahead in the count. But then once you keep looking at the clock and you see what's going on, and then especially when they took the lead that inning. So when we came up to bat that inning, figuring it was going to be the last inning, we were going to play for one run somehow or another to try to tie it. But then we got fortunate enough, and Kim ran into that ball, got us the lead, and then we just went from there.
Koenig was pretty sharp through 4 innings, only a couple singles and no runs allowed, but then in the 5th inning, he ran into trouble and was ultimately unable to get through 5. Did you see a change in his approach from the 4th inning onwards?
Just for me, the whole game, I mean, it was ball one a bunch tonight, and the starts that he's had so far, it hasn't been that. And then even that inning, to give the Bandits credit, I mean, we had 2 outs, nobody on, and they did all that damage with 2 outs, nobody on. We just couldn't finish hitters, made some poor pitches in some spots, and it just caught up with him. I think the whole night, not being sharp the whole night, and then them getting to see more pitches, then they kind of honed in on what he was trying to do.
Pretty demoralizing 5th and 6th inning for you guys. You give up the lead, and then the Bandits take their lead for the first time in the bottom of the 6th. How do you, as the manager, rally your team and get them back on the offensive for the top of the 7th?
I mean, we just keep telling them every time we score a run, the next inning we want to score another one. And I'm sure that's the way teams are as they're going out. But you've got to fight. This league, nobody's giving you anything in this league. I can promise you that. I don't care who you're playing, where you're at. And then coming here, this is a tough place to win, and we understand that, and the guys know it, and so we just keep fighting, trying to ground out those at bats and see what happens.
Next question is for Ever Bueno, who picked up the save for the Tuatara tonight. Ever, you watched the first 2 batters you faced and pretty quickly put yourself behind the 8 ball. What adjustments did you make to get back in the zone?
I just kind of watched my breathing for a little bit and trusted Sebastian behind the plate, and whatever he put down, I was throwing it with full confidence.
What was the message from your manager during that mound visit?
The same thing I just said, just keep breathing, slow the game down, and lift the leg and throw it.
This is your first appearance in the series, but you were watching last night when you saw all those home runs leave this yard, facing 3 batters, the heart of the order, with the tying run at the plate. What were you trying to do?
I mean, I was trying to stay low in the zone and make them get themselves out, and I got the save on them.
How are you enjoying the Australian Baseball League so far?
I love it. I love traveling, and Australia is awesome.
All right, we'll move on to the Bandits, who came through late but were unable to finish the job. David Nielsen, what was your explanation for that play at the plate and the ruling that was made as Tim Colwell tried to avoid the tag at home?
Well, I obviously saw it differently than home plate umpire, and really
Was he on the wrong side of the line? Was he in the wrong position? Was it the busted post?
No, you're allowed 3 feet either side of the line for the runner, and he felt that Timmy went outside that 3 feet, and I saw it differently. I mean, it's really straightforward.
What went into the decision to have Liam Taylor bunt and bring home eventually that go-ahead run?
Well, Liam's a good athlete. He's a good athlete, moves very well in the outfield, good arm, and he does a lot of things very well, and one of them is bunt. And in that situation, it's a tough at-bat for him, and Steve's had to move guys around different positions, and even though Humza plays a bit of infield, with that wet infield, and I knew Liam could get that ball down. So, really nothing to lose there. It was a good play and put pressure on the defense, so it came through.
Was that plan hatched all along, or did it materialize when the Tuatara had their mound visit just before the at-bat?
No, it probably happened pretty quickly. Obviously, it depends who's hitting and a lot of different variables around. It was just a perfect situation for Liam, so it happened pretty quickly.
What did you see out of Searle tonight? I know that he was coming in earlier in the game, but as it turned out, it was the final inning.
Yeah, it was a tough situation for him. It was kind of a no-win situation for him. Coming in with guys on base, facing the heart of their lineup, which he had to go through the night before. Very difficult situation, and in that situation, obviously Tim's struggled. Walk guys, we spoke about last night. Walking guys in this park is pretty tough, and in that situation, it's pretty tough. So, we wanted to stop the running game a little bit, but also, throw our best guy out there. So it didn't work, but that was just the situation we were in.
Move on to the Bandits' Tim Colwell, who went 3 for 3 tonight. Tim, you've been racking up the multi-hit games. I know you've hit the ball hard for pretty much the entire season. Finally seeing some hits drop. What has your approach been so far in the season?
Yeah, just kind of tried to keep working at it. I know sometimes that's the way baseball goes. A lot of times those things even out. So just try to kind of stay with my approach, keep it simple, and just try to help the team win any way I can.
You swiped a bag in the second inning. You're known for your speed. This is a ballpark that is not necessarily conducive to small ball, but what do you hope to contribute to this team going forward?
Yeah, I just try to do what I can to try to put myself in a position where we can score runs. So the ballpark played a little bit differently tonight. It wasn't quite gusting out like it sometimes has. So I got to just try to do whatever I can to be in position to help us.
Tell me what you saw as you tried to score from first on that squeeze bunt. You were called out. I can see your uniform's dirty. I know that you tried your hardest to reach for that plate and avoid the tag.
Yeah, I guess I would probably be in the camp that saw it a little differently as well. But I mean, at the end of the day, kind of it's not what I think that matters. So I guess that's just the way it goes.
Do you feel you missed the tag and stayed in the baseline?
I felt so, yeah. But
well, he missed the tag. That wasn't in question.
Yeah. It was a baseline play.
It was a baseline play. So going out there looking at the markings of where he landed sort of made me feel even better about it.
Noted. I'll open up the floor to other questions.
It made you feel better when you
It didn't make him feel better.
My name is Paul Gonzalez. Got a question for David Nielsen tomorrow. Obviously, with the change in the split, what does your rotation look like tomorrow? You've got two veteran guys. Does that change your mindset, or do you already have your set plan?
No, we have a set plan. We did Travis Blackley go the first game and follow him with Tim Atherton. So we feel really good, both our starters. Obviously, bullpen's a little bit stretched after these first two games, and I think that's just part of the ABL. When you get to that last game 3 and game 4 of the series, it comes down to just wanting it and just giving it all you have. So we have the luxury of two quality starters, as does Steve tomorrow. So we'll see where that goes.
And Steve, same question to you. Any changes with how you approach the game tomorrow with your starters? I know you've used a few different arms out of the bullpen. I don't know if you have restrictions on, but will that change how you approach tomorrow's starters? Will they try to go as deep as they can for you?
Yeah, obviously. I mean, just like Dingo said, I mean, we want to get as many innings out of our starters as we can. We feel like we got chances to win, and we're going to throw Cole Mentor against Blackley, and then Jimmy Boyce will start the second game. So, like he said, starting pitching's king. If they can get you deep in the game, you can get leads. Even if your bullpens are a little bit short, you feel a whole lot better going into the 7th, 8th, 9th innings if you have a lead.
That's it for me. Thank you, guys.
Tuatara, just thank you from the beginning of the season. That wasn't the best start, but you hit strides against Canberra and a good win tonight against Brisbane Bandits. Do you feel like you're really coming into your own at this point of the competition?
We're trying. It's no secret. The beginning of the season for us was hard. It was for everybody involved, and but to watch the guys, and we've had to put our first series, a ton of distraction. I mean, we were 4 days out of Ryan passing away. But I think each step that we've taken, each game that we've played, we've grown a whole lot closer. I can promise you that. And then just to watch the guys as they move kind of forward with that, not past it. I don't think it's something we'll ever move past. But the guys and the confidence that we seen last week in Canberra, it was just good to see our guys smile and having a good time from what we had been through. And we'll just keep fighting. And like I said earlier, I mean, this ABL, it's a tough go. Yeah. It's a tough go, and we're just going to continue trying to get better in the areas we need to get better, and hopefully, it'll put like the good baseball we've seen out there tonight. That's what we want in the ABL, is good baseball.
Dave, obviously with past success, it seems like the teams are coming after the Bandits this season so far, and I mean Tuatara's just tonight, so one of those teams obviously. How are you feeling at this point in time?
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. We had a rough start for a different reason. Started 0-4, so I think we've been playing really well. Still scuffling through it. A lot of guys, I still think a little bit fatigued from the Premier 12, that whole trip. Not just our players, but around the league. A lot of the guys that are on that trip are scuffling a little bit. And I think we're doing a good job. Obviously, we've won a lot of games at home, and hopefully we can start a new streak tomorrow.
Do you think the delay tonight, obviously, the Tuatara had won the game, but you felt it with after 7 innings, a couple more, it looked like you were sort of starting to get that edge?
No, not at all. I think you just play to the elements. It's the same for both teams, and if a little rain delay if that affects your team, you're not going to have much success anyway. So, they beat us fair and square. There's nothing to talk about.
And your team, obviously a lot of imports and whatever, they're all loving the ABL?
We are. I tell you, I was telling him yesterday just the way we all try to bring in people from all over the world, and we put them on the field, and you got your Aussies, your Kiwis, and then you try to get these teams and get them to gel and come together. And that's the job as managers that we have to do, to get these guys to all want the same goal. And our guys, they just absolutely love it. And obviously we're spending the majority of our time in New Zealand this year instead of the 40-day road trip we had last year. But the guys are enjoying it. They're having fun. They're the culture in both New Zealand and here in Australia, they're loving it. And we love the group that we have assembled. We really do.
Any words to the New Zealand people after the tragedies through the week?
We've been watching it closely, and today they had the rescue thing where they actually went down and were able to take the bodies that were left, and so I think that can maybe kind of help with some closure. But we've got them on our mind, and people, and actually there were people here in Australia that were affected just as well with the tragedy that happened there. But New Zealand, just like Australia, I've got a ton of Australian back behind me in the years I've got, but New Zealand, they wrap their arms around each other, and they all pull for one another. So we're trying to do that, and as the Tuatara representing basically that whole nation. So we're glad to do it.
Okay, well hopefully the Bandits will beat you tomorrow. Thank
No.
Thanks, Dave. Thank you.
Any other questions? All right, thank you, Ever, Steve, David, and Tim for your time. That concludes the Brisbane Bandits post-game press conference. Round 4 will conclude tomorrow, Saturday, with a doubleheader at 2:30 and 6 local time. Love to see you at the ballpark. If you can't make it, join us here on Bandits.tv.